Hi everybody. Now I know quite a few out there have been hungry for my DayZ 1.11 update for the XML files to update your Nitrado Xbox or PlayStation servers, and I guess even PC servers too. But I've kind of been hanging on. Two reasons. One, these mods are going to be installed in a different way to the way we've done it before, and two, there's been the no mags bug that's been around since the release of 1.1, which means I can't really test them properly. But I know lots of people are eager to kind of get started, so what I thought I would do is in my GitHub repository, I've put up a beta build for these XML mods. So if you want to help me test these, and by test them I mean install them on your private server or on a local server on your PC, if you have access to doing that, to give them a go, then I'm going to show you how to do that in this video. Now I have to warn you that I've only done very limited testing on this method and these XML files. I don't, there could well be errors in them, and if you've got a live server with lots of people on, you may not want to do this. You may want to wait until I've tested them and then I'll do the full release. So anyway, first things first, this is a different way of installing XML mods, and I'll put a link to the method in the description below the video. In essence, since 1.08 on DayZ, we've had the ability to be able to append and add to existing XML files without editing them directly. Alright, so you know how normally when you want to edit your XML files, you open up your types file in Notepad++ or Notepad or on your mobile phone or something, and then you spend quite a long time going through it and changing values. Maybe you use some sort of editor. I've got videos about using editors, but if you're doing quite a few edits, whether that be manually in Notepad++ or doing it in something like a DayZ editor, it's quite a task, and there's lots of opportunities to make errors as well. And I know what lots of people do is that instead of starting afresh with each update, 1.10, 1.11, they'll keep their existing types XML, for example, and then just add in any new items, so things like the new ASVAL rifle, things like that. The problem with that though is that you're not getting the updates in terms of lifetimes and balancing that Bohemia Interactive have put into the game, and you could well be compounding errors as well. The beauty with this method is that all we have to do is create fairly small XML files that just have the changes we want to make to our types.xml or events.xml or spawnable types.xml, and the game will merge the files together for us. So let me kind of show you. It's probably easier for me to show you. So what that means is if we go here, so you have to bear with me. So what you can see here on the screen is the files that we're going to need. And the files that we change are the CFG economy core file, and then we create some XML mods that I've done all for you, like these. And literally all we have to do to make these mods take effect is we upload CFG economy core, which if you go to your Nitrado server and you go into the file browser, and then you go into the missions folder. If you're on PC, it's a little bit deeper. So again, these are for Chernarus, they're not for Enoch. So CFG economy core, which is there, we just change that file and you upload it, and then you create a file called XML mods, and then you're going to copy the files that I've created into here. And then what these files do is they add to or change the existing XML files, the types.xml files, without you having to go in and change it. So let's go and have a look. So for example, let's have a look at the CFG economy core. And basically, if you read the instructions from Bohemia Interactive, and again I'll put a link in, basically at the back of your CFG economy core file, you have to add this section here. And what it looks like is this here. So what you'll see is here is folder XML mods. So that's the name that I'm putting my XML modifications into. And then all these files here, they do certain things. So for example, the first one is called full mags types.xml, and I've put a little comment there, spawn mags full of bullets. So if we look at this full mags.xml, all it is, I've taken all of the magazines from the types.xml file, and I've just changed the quant min and the quant max to 99 and 100, and I have increased some of the values as well, you know, to give you some more magazines. And so what will happen is when the server fires up, it will look at the ordinary types.xml, and then it will look at this file, and it will override the ordinary types.xml for the mags for these particular items with my settings. So that's pretty cool, yeah. However, where it really comes into its own is for the next update, because all you ever have to do is just upload, edit the CFG economy core, create that folder, and then upload your XML changes. Now, obviously, if they introduce a new gun, so for example, we've got the SVAL, haven't we? Has been introduced for 111. So you'll see at the end, here we go, I've got MagVal 20 round, and I've introduced some more of those. But there's only ever a handful of items that get introduced with an update. I think there's only really the gun and the magazine in this particular one, in 111. So this file, you only have to add one item to it. But however, with the vanilla types.file, Bohemian Interactive might have made some really big differences to things like lifetime values, restock values, all that sort of stuff. But we don't have to worry about that anymore. So literally, and this is a thing that I think is very, very exciting, literally on update day, all I've got to do is just upload my CFG economy core file, upload my XML mods, and I'm good to go. There's no messing around with types, there's no messing around with events, there's none of that stuff. All of this stuff is good to go, and it gives me so much more time to go in and actually change these files to make them better, to do some adjustments, to add hidden stuff in, coloured weapons, all that sort of stuff. And it's very exciting, I think, because once you've got the base mods that you want to do, you can then use them. The other cool thing as well is it's incredibly easy within your economy core file just to not bother loading. So for example, you may well look at the CFG economy core that I've done and think, actually, I don't want 100 books in my server. So you could either delete book types, that XML reference here, just delete it out, or you could comment it out. You could just put the comments around it so that it didn't load in for your particular server, and it's that easy. So there's no going into the types and deleting all the books or changing the nominal value, the nominal values or anything like that. You can just go in and change one line of code, and it's done. Restart the server, and it's done. Incredibly simple. Also, it means that you can break, as you can see here, you can break your XML edits down into really manageable chunks, so you can really concentrate on certain things like coloured weapons or coloured weapon attachments, or putting scopes on mags, or what you could even change things like what I've done with this particular lot is that I've got more cars and cars with loot in them. So you know, all the cars have got hunting or fishing or farming stuff in the boot, but you could do them in separate XML files, so you could really have some fun changing around what's in the cars in a very simple way, where you can go to the file and the file won't be massive like the types.xml file, and you can change things, and the chances of you making errors as well are very, very low. So there we go. So it's very, very cool. So let's talk about what these mods do for 111. Well, they're very similar to the ones I did for 1.10. So what they do is there's more animals to hunt. So there's more deer, there's more boar, there's also more wolves and more bears. Loads of trucks with loads of building stuff in. Aiders with building stuff in. The cars have all got hunting or fishing or farming stuff in. There's more, we talked about more bears, more wolves. There's more helicopter crash sites. All the dynamic event loot weapons. So the dynamic event weapons are like the LAR, the VSS, the SVAL and the VSD. There's more of those because there's more helicopter crash sites. But what also I've done is I've taken away a lot of the dynamic event loot stuff. So taken away all the ghillie stuff, which now spawns in ordinary military stuff to give more space at helicopter crashes. The idea being that when you go to a helicopter crash, you should find one of these weapons, because too many times I think you go to helicopter crash and you just find a ghillie attachment for a rifle, and you're like, well, that was a bit crap, wasn't it? There's some quality of life improvements, so there's more nails, there's more duct tape, more sharpening stones, lots of axes, black and coloured variants of assault rifles, magazines spawn with more ammo, guns spawn with magazines in them when this bug is sorted out. It won't at the moment. And there's some surprises, including books, saws, pumpkin heads, weed, alcohol, cigarettes, that sort of stuff. And there's also a file, if you want to use it, which gives you the 12-hour restart with a simple countdown as well. So it'll do all that. And let me show you how you would install it on a server. So what you want to do is, let's go back to the beginning. So this is my Nitrado web interface. So you want to go to the server you want to change. So 1C Scale Speed of Gaming is the one we're working on. So we're going to click on web interface. We click on that, and then we're going to go into the file browser. So we're kind of getting set up now. Go into the missions. And go into DayZ offline.churners+. Again, if you're on PC, you've got to dig down a bit to get the missions folder, but if you're on PC and done modding, you probably know that. Now we need to get the files. So you want to go to my GitHub. Again, there's a description in the box down below the video, and you want to click on the green box that says code, and you want to download the zip. Then you want to look at that. Let's cut that from there. And let's go to XML mods, and you'll want to paste it in, and then you'll want to extract that, so extract the files, and you'll end up with a folder that says XML mods, which has got all the mods in them, and you'll end up, well, in fact, let's show you here, extract here. So we go there. So there we go. XML mods, it's economy core, and then README. So the README is what we've already gone through. And these are the files you need, and it's so easy to do. So now, if we now go back to our server, we need to upload the CFG economy core. So you just scroll down, upload file, upload the CFG economy core, click open, and that will click that one. When you've done that one, you just click new directory, and you type XML mods. Oop, not in capitals though. Like that, and you would say OK. I don't need to, so I've already done it. So that would be that folder. You go into that folder. You would say upload file. Go into XML mods, select them all. Say open. That would then upload all of those. And then you restart the server, and that is it. You've just done all of those changes that we talked about in about 30 seconds. It's that easy. Now, when you go and have a look at the Bohemia Interactive description on how to edit XMLs like this, you will see that it's not all of the files. It's types, spawnable types, globals, economy, events, and messages. So there's some files, there's some things, like when we're working with zombies and things like that, zombie spawns and stuff like that, we can't change that using this method. But we can change an awful lot actually using this method. Now remember, as far as the changes coming into effect, what we've done with this doing it this way is all we've done is we've uploaded the files over the top of our existing ones, and we've restarted the server. So what will happen is, as existing stuff on the server despawns, it will be replaced with the new stuff as it works along that way. If you wanted everything to be there straight away, you'd have to do a fresh install. And of course, remember, if you haven't edited your globals.xml, when people log off your server, the server in effect goes to sleep. So stuff stops. The timers on stuff despawning and respawning ends. So it doesn't start again until somebody comes on again. But there we go. That, my friends, is how easy it is to do XML mods, simple XML mods using the new CE class. Took me a while to get my head around it. When you do have a go with it, make sure that your XML files are do have the same format as they would. So for example, this is the full mags types file. So at the top we've got XML version 1.0, and then we've got a types tag at the top, and at the bottom we've got a closing types tag, and you've got to do the same with the events as well. Don't, keep your syntax nice and tidy, and basically just follow these instructions, and it should work. Okay, so hopefully then people are going to have a go at this. Again, I don't know, there could well be errors on it. This is a beta. If you do come across things working, then please tell me in the comment section below the video. If you do come across problems, tell me in the comment section down below as well. And obviously what I will do is I will edit the files to take away any problems or add things in that we need to add in, and then we will have a proper release probably over the next week or so, when we know that everything's working as it should. And then people who have got large servers with large populations who don't want to risk using a beta XML can install it, and we can go from there. Right, there we go. Hopefully that's okay. If you've got any questions though, put them down below. If you've enjoyed the video, hit like. If you want to see more of the same, press subscribe, and I will of course see you again soon.